Yes, good morning, everyone. We're in the linear programming solution, proceeding towards with the transportation methodology. Yesterday, we have been seeing the basics related to the operational research and to the technology that is related to transportation method, how the feasibility will be making towards it for picking the material and distributing to various places depending upon the demand that is existing in the different supply points. So collecting from the different points and simultaneously distributing to the various points at different places, and how the equilibrium status of maintaining with no profit gain and with no loss occurring. We have been discussed these related kinds of problems with an example in the yesterday's class. And the basic equation as per the linear programming, the equations as per the constraints given in the question need to be satisfied. So we have a discussion regarding this in the yesterday's class. But in the case of this transportation problems, we are having another one more condition, that is looking after the constraints for both x and y. If there is any z constraint, including the z also, the basic condition need to be satisfied is with respect to the linear programming, that is x comma y comma z is definitely is greater than or equal to 0. Under the equilibrium status, the basic constraints should be satisfied with respect to the demand, or requirement should be equivalent with respect to the demand. So hence, this is an equilibrium status of problem that we have been discussed, that balancing state of transportation problem. So depending upon the situations, we doesn't have the almost all the balanced type of activities. So there may be of a shortage or will be an excess, just as we have been seen in the yesterday's problem, power distribution to the n number of cities, that is by taking four different cities and source points, production points as three different points, and with the different constraints, that is depending upon the city 1 it is having one price, city 2 it is having one price, and the price is being varied with respect to the production points, that is point number 1, 2 and 3 source points. Depending upon the distance that the wire need to be connected from the basic source, the charge will be collected, and the demand that in the entire cities, city 1, 2, 3 and 4, need to be satisfied by these three different production units. And ultimately, in the yesterday's problem, we have been seeing that 125 kilowatts of power supply is being considered in the three different points, and similar 125 units of power supply is being distributed to the four different points by these three different production units, and hence supply is equal to the production, hence that is a balanced condition. But there is an here we have to consider another one more thing. If the utilization or demand is utilization in the sense from the public or n number of points, distribution is increased, and that 125 may be increased to the 150 kilowatt per hour, but the production is similarly 125 units, means there will be a shortage of 25 kilowatts per hour. So how it need to be compensated? Either production need to be increased. Okay. If it will be increased, at which source point? We are having three different source points or production points. Point number one, two, and three. So where it need to be increased? So that is one constraint. So production need to be increased is the first constraint. Second one, it is how much power need to be compensated. It is a second constraint that we already know, that is 25 kilowatts per hour need to be compensated, should be produced more. And third constraint, it is where we have to produce it among the three different source points. So which one is having the incremental capability of power production? So that is the major identification or constraints need to be identified. But here we'll be seeing regarding the excess supply, that is if the demand is existing only 125 kilowatt per hour, but in the point number 1 2 3, that is source production units, if there is any excess production, then what have to do? That is one condition, right? That is excess supply. And next, unmet demand, just we have been discussed. That is, if the demand is requirement is 150 units, but the production is only the 125 units, so what we have to do then? So if these both the cases has been obtained, this is called unbalanced type of transportation problem. So unbalanced status. So how we need to balance this? How we have to balance this? So what are the necessary steps or precautions to be taken, and where, at which point or at which source point the compensation need to be considered? So this is an major constraints need to be solved in the case of this transportation problems, that we will be having a detailed discussion in the today's class. Coming to the point of excess power supply. For excess supply, if the total supply exceeds the total demand, we have to balance the transportation problem by creating a dummy demand point that has a demand equal to the amount of excess supply. So, since shipments to the dummy demand point are not real shipments, they are assigned a cost of zero. These shipments indicate unused supply capacity. All right. So here it clearly specifies. We'll be considering only one example. There is a similar example, power supply unit. So here 25 kilowatt per hour is producing additionally among the three different units, but supply. So hence the production is 150 kilowatt per hour units, and utilization is or demand it is only 125. So additionally 25 kilowatt per hour is producing. So that should be stored in the form of a capacitor. So another one more transformer that is an assigned to unused category, assigned to a cost of zero. Here clearly specifies assigned to a cost of zero. If furtherly demand has been erased, these will be compensated, right? Or else another one more condition it is. So instead of generating this power supply for about 8 hours in the machinery working timings, 8 hours లో మిషనరీ వర్క్ చేస్తే ఎంటైర్ దిస్ పవర్ ప్రొడ్యూస్ అవుతుంది, 24 hours కంటిన్యూస్గా పర్ అవర్ అంత పవర్ సప్లై అనేది మనం ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేయొచ్చు అనుకున్నట్లయితే, దర్ ఇస్ అన్ కండిషన్ దట్ ది వర్కింగ్ టైమింగ్స్ కెన్ బి రెడ్యూస్డ్. సో 7.5 hours కనుక వర్క్ చేస్తే బియాండ్ ద 8 hours ఆఫ్ టైం, 7.5 hours వర్క్ చేస్తే సరిపోతుందేమో. సో హెన్స్ దెర్ విల్ బి అన్ decrementing in the economical strategy to the company. That is, shift timings for the workers will be decreased, and hence the wages will be decreased, and hence the half an hour time the raw material will, so the time factor can be reduced, and the input material that is giving for the production will be decreased in the case of economical range, and these all are the savings for the company. And hence indeed to compensate the excess supply, says necessary such kind of necessary actions may be taken by the production units. But our ultimatum here it is balancing the unbalanced transportation problems. Here the excess of 50 kilowatt per hour is being stored in another one of the shipment unit. If it is that is having the demand, then it will be utilized for the power supply. And the second condition here it is unmet demand conditions. So here in the case, the utilization or demand will be 150 kilowatt per hour, and it will be vice versa with respect to the excess power supply. 150 will be the demand, and what the production will be 125 kilowatt per hour, right? So we'll be seeing the in detail condition towards it. If the total supply is less than the total demand, actually the problem has no feasible solution. Hence, we can't generate any feasible kind of solution. So excess, if it is existing, we can compensate it. But second one it is second condition, balancing. So production is equal to the demand criteria. If it matches, then it's okay. And second thing it is, if excess is existing, we can minute it to some extent. If realization is, if the production is doesn't satisfies or equates with respect to the demand, what are the necessary steps need to be taken, right? We'll be looking after it. In such a situation, a penalty is often associated with the unmet demand. This means a dummy supply point should be introduced. Again, another supply point, dummy point need to be initiated, and it need to be increased in the power supply. And at where, for example, we are having three different points, and installation of a fourth point need to be taken. So the 25, and at that particular point, not only this 25 units of power supply kilowatt per hour is produced, maybe in the increased strategy also it can be produced capacity, or it will be set to the 25 kilowatt per hour and maybe increased later on if the demand has been increased. Demand కొంచెం ఎక్కువైతే automatically initially the installation will be taken for 25 kilowatt per hour. So hence our requirement it is additionally 25. So hence if there is any further demand, that is demand 150 is extended to 160, the 10 also can be compensated. So in such a way the installation conditions will be monitored. So at that particular range, this unmet demand can be compensated with respect to the equilibrium or balancing conditions. And hence, unbalancing conditions will be existing in two different strategies. That is production of excess supply and has to be minuted in the or stored in an access point, and when the demand is existing we'll be utilizing that, and meanwhile we'll be compensating with respect to the internal production units or manufacturing criteria will be getting that's changed in its timetable of working to a some extent. Second condition it is unmet conditions. In the unmet conditions, installation of another one more point need to be compensated indeed to balance the unbalanced conditions, or indeed to reach the supply conditions or demand with respect to the supply. All right. So how these modifications will be taken place? For example, considering the same problem in the stress problem in the tabular column, and demand etc will be same, but there is a condition or constraint here, excess supply constraint. Suppose that the demand for the city 1 is 40 million kilowatt per hour. Formulate a balanced transportation problem. So in the yesterday's class, we have seen that in the city 1, the demand, moving on to the demand here. So demand here it is, we have taken only 100 and, in city 2 it is increased, in city 1 it is less. So cities has been interchanged here. So if in the city 1 it is 40 million kilowatt, generated transportation problem on that. So total demand already here it has been obtained. That is total demand it is 120 kilowatt per hour. But supply existing here with us it is 125. So but there is an 5 million kilowatt is excess with us from the plants, and hence there is a formula for us, that is x comma y constraints, that is source constraint and a demand constraint. Source is considered as an x and demand, that is a supply, it is considered sorry, the destination points reaching, that is y. Those two are definitely greater than zero, even not equal. It is definitely greater than zero. Hence, the linear programming condition is satisfied. First, we have to verify it as per our basics of the problem. And second condition, it is the mean difference or deviation, what is whatever the existing within the plant. Hence, from each plant, there is an existing scenario here. The cost of shipping 1 million kilowatt to the dummy is zero. So hence, there is no any shipment, but production is existing, and nothing but produced power supply is storing into a dummy section, and hence we will not gain any of the profit regarding the additionally storage capability existing power, right? So how the transportation will meet the designed or desired conditions, will be having a detailed look. So here it specifies from the plant 1 to the city 1, 8 kilowatt per hour, 8 million kilowatt per hour, and 10 kilowatt per hour, and from the city 3, sorry, 4, 9, and dummy 0. So it is being transferred to dummy 0. And next, plant 2, మన ప్లాంట్ 2 నుంచి కూడా సిటీ 1కి 9 మిలియన్ కిలోవాట్, 12 సిటీ 2, 13 ఫర్ సిటీ 3, 7 ఫర్ సిటీ 3, అండ్ డమ్మీకి వచ్చేసరికి దేర్ ఇస్ నో ఎనీ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్మేషన్. But we are having only one excess, that is from the demand, or from in the question it is clearly cutly given that city 1 is having the 40 million kilowatt. So in the today's problem we have visualized here 45, and hence 125 is equal to 125 matched. From this city 1 it is decreased with respect to 5, and hence here the demand is only for 40, right? So hence transferring this excess supply to a dummy unit here, and hence the demand is being increased. All right, so that will be compensated towards the another when the necessary has been erased. So simply it will be in a storage. Here we have discussed two different modules in the SDS class: accumulating storage and permanent storage. That is nothing but temporary storage. Accumulating is nothing but the temporary storage. And next one it is capacitor, nothing but an permanent kind of storage. And next condition we will be looking, that is unmet conditions of the demand. So here, suppose if you are having for the city 1 it is an 50 million kilowatt per hour, there is an unmet condition of 5 million kilowatt per hour, because 125 is the maximum production of the units among these three units, 125, but there is a total demand of 130. So 5 million kilowatt representation is shortage. So we have to add a dummy supply point, and that supply need to be compensated here. So in the before case, see here, it is in the storing category. That is in the case of demand, we are creating a dummy, and next the produced power supply is storing here in the dummy section. So here in the unmet conditions, see, in the case of this supply, we are adding that shortage towards this supply. All right, only this 35, 50, 40, that is 125, and this 5 need to be compensated from that dummy source, and 2 that should be compensated towards the maximum demand, because this maximum demand 45 is, or 45 nominally existing under the equilibrium condition. Under the excess condition, here it is demand having decreased, that is 40, we have seen in the before problem, but in this case here it is demand 50, right? With an excess demand 50. So hence in that supply need to be increased. Indeed, to satisfy the demand condition, supply need to be increased. So this is the precautionary steps need to be taken, and how these conditions will be explained in detail. And if the categorizations has been given in the examination point of view, you have to create a tabular column like this among the given question by considering the given question, and those constraints need to be taken in the form of in equations as we have discussed in the yesterday's class, and definitely it should be greater than or equal to zero condition should be satisfied, because we are we are moving on with a linear programming condition and different kinds of techniques that are utilized in the case of this linear programming condition. And so far we have discussed this big M methodology, simplex methodology, right? And graphical method of solving the solutions, and the linear programming general considerations, mathematical relations, and that 4 or 5 different um, techniques in the case of linear programming are related to the first unit, and this transportation problems related to the second unit, right? Presently we are in the second unit that we have already discussed in the STS class also. So how will need to be found out with respect to the basic feasible solutions have to be considered here for both the conditions. So in the case of linear programming strategy, if you have been considered, so balanced transportation problems have in general linear programming may be written as an following shows here. That is addition of overall the supply and demand, right? Supply and next the demand. So supply here it is I, and demand here it is J. So the conditions at an cost that is specified for both I and J will be integrated, and with respect to the supply it is being satisfied with respect to the production unit and to the demand conditions. We have to consider, or we have to equate that constraints should be definitely satisfies the linear programming condition or not. This is a major factor need to be verified in our problem. So hence we are having a practical characterization that basic feasible solution. So if the conditions of linear programming has been satisfied in the case of both the supply and next towards the demand, then the feasible solution will be getting generated. So for that, we need to make a following observations for generation of these basic feasible solutions that we will be looking after. A set of values of xij's satisfies all but one of the constraints of a balance. Then the values for this xij, that is both for the demand and supply, will automatically satisfy the other constraints. So equilibrium strategy should be equated when the balanced conditions has been obtained. So that is a major strategy need to be identified in the case of these strategies. In how we will be observing 1 plus 1. The observation shows that when we solve the balanced transportation, we are omitting the considerations in the constraints in the problem and solving the linear programming, that m plus n minus 1 condition, having m plus 1 minus 1 constraints. So m here it is specifies with respect to the number of supply points, and n here specifies the number of departure points or demanding points from city 1, city 2, city 3, that, right? So this condition will be maintained or satisfied. And we assume that first supply chain constraint is omitted from the consideration, and trying to find a basic feasible solution to the remaining, that is m plus n minus 1 constraints. The collection of these variables will generate the basic feasible solution. But the condition need to be satisfied that the condition that m plus n minus 1 variables if generates a basic solution, the cells corresponding to this set that contain that is no loop at all. So here loop in the sense connectivity. So there will not be any interconnectivity between one loop to the another loop. In what way? So M is a number of supply points, N is a number of demand points. So considering with respect to n basic variable or formulation, that is m plus n minus 1 constraints, then the unbalanced equation or unbalanced strategy will be equal to the balanced status with a no loop condition, and that we have to verify where it will be achieved. We have to verify with respect to our table or column solving situations. So that table or column situations, following situations will be existing uh, with number of rows and number of columns. So here, how many these rows and columns need to be considered? A sequence of at least 4 different cells is called a loop. There is connectivity between one loop, one cell to the another cell, right? So cell here will be having a short loop. Here is this format. In the example, we will be looking at so minimum 4 different cells, and rows will be different, right? So these are the rows, and this one cell and another cell in such a way that is varying. So if we are considering this is an row and this is as an column, right? So that is the cell here, right? At least 4 different cells is called a loop. As far as our subject point of view is considered, 4 different cells can count having a loop that we will call it as a loop. So if any two consecutive cells lie in either the same row or same column, so that is a condition, then what will be the considerations that is being taken place? No three consecutive cells lie in the same row or column. So here we are considering this here. No three, there is commonly no three different strategies will be having a similar constraints here. So 1, 2, 3. So these three cells commonly we will not be obtaining a values, and hence that is called an unfeasible solution, and it has to be made it to a basic feasible solution. See here 2, 3, and hence it is 0. Empty itself specifies that 0, 0, 0. So commonly 3 different unit cells should maintain a similar or any kind of the value that is greater than 0 as per the linear programming strategy. So here, continuously, whenever upon the solvation process, this is the solvation process we will be seeing in the next class, and this so continuously, if we are having 3 different cells as an values that is greater than 0 as per the linear programming strategy, then it is called a considered as an equilibrium condition. So need to solve that, what are the precautionary steps need to be taken, and to find the basic feasible solution to a balanced transportation problem, what are the different types of methods that are existing, right? So there are 3 different methodologies that are following with respect to an rows and columns, and which they common to the first cell in the consequence or sequence. We are having transferring this unbalanced state of problem to a balanced transportation problem by utilizing 3 different methodologies. In that, the first one it is northwest corner method. So northwest corner method. We all aware of these directions: east, west, north, south. So here, moving on to the problem. So considering this side as an east, west, north, and south, right? Or else we will be taking an our general considerations and global considerations. Global considerations idella untundandi India map lo itu north untundi, itu south untundi, itu east, itu west. So north west considerations. So north it side and west sorry it side. So north west considerations. సో నార్త్ వెస్ట్ కన్సిడర్స్ అంటే ఈ సెల్, రైట్. అట్లాగే నార్త్ ఈస్ట్ సెల్ అంటేనేమో ఈ సెల్, సైమల్టేనియస్లీ సౌత్ ఈస్ట్ సెల్ అంటేనేమో ఈ సెల్ వస్తుంది, అండ్ సైమల్టేనియస్లీ సౌత్ వెస్ట్ అంటేనేమో ఈ సెల్ వస్తుంది. So in such a way we have to be considered, but here we are considering only the global directions as per our geographical strategies. North, next here it is south, here it is east, here it is west. All right, right. So we are having three different methodologies here. There is northwest corner method, minimum cost method, and Vogel methods, right. Primarily we'll be looking after this northwest corner method, and this method will be seeing in our next class. Okay, thank you.